Response in Nick's Long Goodbye series. Basically, his premise is that people can't change. I mean, he doesn't directly say it, but history is history. Our dependency on coal and oil, on the technology we've acquired, is stronger than our intelligence, our capacity to perceive the threat and accommodate the threat, change our behavior, change our perspective, change our perception. That the masses just won't do it. They can't do it. It's not possible to change the world. Yeah, I'd argue that none of those questions could be answered. Maybe there is no way to avoid our fall, our destruction, our annihilation. Maybe. What is certain is that we can affect how we fall. I mean, we can affect how many rocks we hit on the way down. We can affect how far we fall. We can control the magnitude of the catastrophe at minimum. I think we can do better than that even, but that's just a perception, just a conclusion I've drawn based on my understanding of how you don't have to go through generations to acquire change or perceptual change. I don't think it's a different world. I mean, technology has changed the world. People are more literate. They might be assholes, but they are more literate. We have this communication thing. We're talking around the world. People are talking to each other. We have tools to instantly translate, maybe not well, but we can. We can communicate in a language that we can understand. There's a lot of circumstances that create a difference. This isn't Rome. This isn't England in 200 years ago or 400 years ago. It's a different world, and we don't have to repeat history. And it's also, look, there's a lot of people. There's lots of people going in different directions. There's lots of people talking. Yeah, let's just blow this up. Let's just fix this by destroying it. It's a lot of extremists. A lot of people dependent on bullshit. I mean, I had to have a stupid argument with Darwin's hamster about something as stupid as guns, because these idiots can't figure out that there is no future in violence as a solution to problems. If we're going to have a future, yeah, we have to give up on the idea that we can club people over the head or kill them to persuade them. It's not going to work anymore. It's not sustainable. There's no point in having a conversation to justify the people's moronic dependency on some notion that they have power. We don't have power as individuals. As individuals, we are bullshit. We only have power as a species, as a kind. We have to do things, we have to perceive ourselves as a community. We just can't. Not as a nation, not as a state, not as a town, but as a species, as an animal, as a creature, as a not even that, as a collection of intelligence. And that has to be our primary perception of ourselves, is our connection to that whole. And then secondarily, we can entertain the stupid individual that lives inside of us. But that perception, I think, can change. People can understand that they have an obligation to the entire structure, that they are a bee in a colony, and that the colony is threatened, and that the bees must do their worker business to save the colony. The colony should come first. Then on the other side, we have people who just keep ragging about what we don't know. Oh, we don't have the fucking answer to this question. We can't see over the goddamn horizon. Science doesn't have the answers. Blah, 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 blah. It is a crock of shit. We have, we have so many fucking answers. We have all the goddamn important answers. We know we have come from pond scum. Okay, we have a very close relative only a few thousand years ago that was fucking eating bugs and scratching its fucking naked ass. Alright? So let's not play games that we don't have answers. We do have answers. We know we have come from nothing, bullshit, crap, dirt, sand, mush. We are here. We are built by nature, and that nature is a fucking idiot. These things, we know these things. We know the only thing that means anything about us, the only thing that separates us from all these fucking animals still eating each other and, you know, plaguing each other and blighting each other and parasitically abusing each other is this goddamn motherfucking intelligence. We do know these answers. So we know enough to know what our responsibility is. We know enough to know that yes, you have to use your goddamn brain, you have to organize, you have to engineer systems. You don't just sit back and wait and see what the fucking thing's gonna do on its own. Okay? That's idiotic. That's going back to the fucking ass-scratching moron. And I think there is evidence. The world appears like it's getting more fanatic, more religious, but it's just an appearance. Alright? The 9/11 bombers weren't bombing for their religion. They were bombing for their families. They were bombing because they didn't give a fucking shit. Okay? But they didn't have any realistic hope they were going to get 70 versions or any of this other bullshit. You know? Religion is now just politics. Real faith doesn't even exist. It's just bullshit. And it's weak. We can overcome it. We can become human fucking goddamn beings. We can defeat the monster of apathy, of stupidity, of bigotry. That's what all this stuff is based on. The only thing that keeps religion alive is the bigotry built into it. It satisfies people's need to tribalize their life, to nationalize their existence, to identify themselves with some bullshit fucking group other than the human fucking race. We are not God's fucking children, and we're not God's fucking slaves, and we're not God's fucking goddamn Play-Doh. Okay? We're intelligent animals. Here. We exist. Let's do something with it. Let's demonstrate that we have some respect for it. So anyway, I think change can happen. What the road is, think it's going to get us out of here, that I don't have some GPS, you know, guidance system that's just going to say, okay, this is what we do. Here's step A, step B, step C, and bang, it's going to happen. We can get out of this mess. We can avoid disaster. But I know there's roads. I don't know it. I can't say that I know it. I deduce. I have the impression from my knowledge base that we have time and that human beings are capable of doing things. They build goddamn pyramids, for Christ's sakes, before they could even build a decent outhouse. You know, I mean, we're capable of things. And I don't see any reason to say we can't. I don't see any reason to say, okay, the end is coming. Let's all just, you know, find a good seat in the stands and watch the horror. Fuck that. We can at least fight for a graceful death, if that's what we're doomed to. I mean, there's certain things we can do. We can stop human population growth, make it a fucking priority, reduce the number of people at least that will be involved in the fucking Holocaust. Any asshole having kids now is just that, a fucking asshole. You know, to sentence them to apocalypse, I mean, what the fuck sense does that make? I mean, if you can't provide for their existence, you're being irresponsible, and you cannot provide for their motherfucking future because you can't guarantee there's going to be a fucking unradioactive cesspool for them to live in.
But we have to make these things priorities. Nick has even explained how, look, life is simple. You got the basic needs covered, you got the companionship thing, you got some basics, you can be happy. You don't need everything. We can tone down our desire. We can moderate it. We can control it. We're just wallowing in it now. I mean, as a culture, yeah, YouTube should be on fucking TV. We gotta lose this obsession with this fucking everything's gotta, you know, entertain my penis or entertain my stomach or entertain some fucking organ. The thing that's got to be entertained is you know, the human intellect. That's got to be engaged and involved and become passionate. It's got to be the focus of people's existence instead of this trivial bullshit, because that's the only road out of here, is a little bit of serious thought and not all this fucking buffoonery and you know, game playing.